There are a couple of types of testing that you can begin with: seed testing, rendering testing, and load testing. These are all vital steps to ensure a really great email campaign. Ensuring your email renders correctly in all email clients and devices and browsers and loads quickly for users will help drive those opens, clicks, and conversions. This is because attention spans are so limited today. Utilizing various email testing techniques will help to optimize your email marketing campaigns. Testing subject lines, from names, content, images, time of day, and all of those unlimited factors will help you better understand the behavior of your email audience and what does and does not work for them. So again, the types of testing. Seed testing. A list composed of co-workers, friends, or family that will help you test out your email before you launch it. Include at least 5, but the more you have, the better. And try to find people that use different email clients and different mobile devices, because you want to try it on a variety of different ones to see the results. Next is rendering testing. Tools such as Litmus, which we've previously seen, allow you to send your email as a test address and preview it in various email clients and devices, and then you can observe where you may need to make changes. This is great for showing any rendering issues that only happen in, for example, Outlook 2003. And then finally, load testing, which is the images and text as they become visible. When a user opens your email, all the images in the email will be, in effect, downloaded. If your email contains multiple images, or the images are very large, then the email may be slow to load for the user, particularly on mobile devices, or if a person has slow internet. Then, unfortunately, the risk of losing them due to impatience appears. So, we'll talk about Litmus again as one of the most common email testing tools, used by many companies. Litmus allows you to send your email to a test email address, and from there it will show your email in over 70 various apps and devices. It will validate the links, images, and tracking, test the load time, build the email within the editor, and access the analytics. This ensures an absolute basic good standard of an email going out the door. So Litmus isn't the only one, of course. There are others such as Email on Acid, Return Path, and 250OK. Here, include Email on Acid, Return Path, and 250OK because they have some features that are a little bit different to Litmus. So Email on Acid can do testing and rendering. They have an editor feature, and they also have an analytics feature. Return Path is another tool which focuses on inbox placement, certification, reputation monitoring, and email validation. And finally, 250OK, a platform empowering data-driven senders with real-time insights on issues such as deliverability, reputation, and user-level inbox engagement. There are many tools out there, and you can spend some time researching them based on the needs that you have. Now, let's talk about the components that you would be testing yourself for your emails, now that the basics are in place. So, whenever you're thinking about email testing, you need to think about the metrics that you are trying to improve upon. So you need to identify, as you're doing your email campaigns, what is the metric that most impacts the goal that you are trying to achieve. So let's say the open rate is the key factor for you. What then would you be testing? The subject line, the from name, and the preview or the pre-header. What you need to do is set up an A/B test, which basically is a variation of the primary one versus an alternative. You cannot test more than one element at a time, such as the subject line and the pre-header text, because you will not be able to determine which one of them was the one that improved on the metric. The from name can be important in terms of some people react better to a female name or an authoritative name versus the standard. It's worth finding out. Next, what about the click rate? What if that's the metric that you need to focus on? Then you're going to be A/B testing the call to action, the text and the design of it, or the social media icons and links, or even the unsubscribe link and address at the bottom. Think about the entire experience of being in that email. What are the alternatives you could present to encourage people to take that next step? Get into the head of your subscriber and in the moment that they're in. And again, do not test more than one element at a time, as if you have multiple variations, you will not be able to tell which was the one that made the difference. Other items that you can test are HTML versus plain text. Sometimes the plainest version will outperform an image-rich, color-designed email. Never make assumptions of what works. Always use data to prove that you're making emails that people want to see, even if you personally think you would never act upon that email if you received it. This is a big downfall in lots of marketing. We build for ourselves, not for the user. And finally, personalization. This presents many testing opportunities. Does using the person's first name or surname or company name or location make that difference? How will that inform your best practices going forward? Again, know your audience and start to really focus in on what to test that will really impact the bottom line metric that you're chasing. And record everything.